Most scholars actually do not allow it. They say that the socks that you have, the thin ones that you have nowadays, do not resemble the khuf and do not fulfill the criteria that enable that. Scholars try to deduce the main criteria that make it permissible to wipe over something that you wear in your mouth. And some of the criteria that they put forward, that it should be held by itself without rubber bands around it or knots to hold it in place, but it should be self-supported. And it should be somewhat waterproof, or does not seep water to the feet. And another one is that you are able to walk over them for a distance. You can use it as a substitute for a shoe, and you can walk over them for a distance. Some scholars also state that it should be soled with a lower sole beneath it for walking. Not all of them agree on that. There are lots of details regarding that, but as you could see, most of the socks that we have nowadays do not fulfill these criteria, or at least most of these criteria, they are not fulfilled. Nevertheless, if the socks are thick, sports-like, there are some type of thick socks that people use. If it is that thick, it could be permissible. This is close to being permissible than non-permissible. However, the thin one, we advise against it. We think that it is better to be careful and to avoid the differences between the scholars in this regard, especially that is such an important thing. And it's better to remove them and wash the feet to get away from the disputes of the scholars, to be in agreement with all of them. Yes, inshallah.
After wudu, somebody has to wear, then only he can wipe. Without wudu, if he wears?
That is for sure. This is for khuf and for something else. However, the conditions of wiping, first of all, they should wear them after performing complete wudu, or if you have to perform ghusl after completing tahara. In all cases, you have to have that complete tahara on you, whether it is the full one if you require ghusl or the wudu. So you should have already performed correct wudu, normal wudu. Then you put them on before losing that wudu. So this is the first criteria. Second one is that they should cover the area that is required for wudu. So if part of it is exposed, it doesn't fulfill that. So it has to cover the area that is required for wudu. And by the way, for somebody who is resident, it's 1 day, 1 full day of wiping over them. Then you have to remove them in all cases. Perform wudu again, you can put them on again, you can continue wiping over them. For a traveler, it's 3 days and 3 nights. So that is one of the excuses or relaxation for a traveler. Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
We know that somebody has wiped this thing with no any cloth, this one. He wiped, and he happens to be the imam. Can we pray?
Yes, that's a good question. Now, if the brother is saying, if the imam is the one who is wiping over normal socks, can we pray behind him or not? Yes, you can pray behind him in all cases. As long as he believes that it's permissible and he's doing it following the opinion of some scholars who allow it, you should not let the differences between you and others, the jurisprudic or fiqh differences between you and others, from following them. In all cases, you have to follow, regardless. This is very important. As long as he is following a valid opinion that he believes is closer to the truth, there is no harm. Okay? He will be responsible on himself for you.
Once we remove it again, we cannot put it without full wudu again.
Most scholars, yes. If you remove it, you have now to perform the wudu at any time. Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best now.